Hello Bubba Bunch and welcome back to the final part of ranking every single NFL starting quarterback for the 2021 season. I appreciate all the love and support that we've had over the last few weeks on these videos, but here we are, the top 10 best starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and become a part of the Bubba Bunch. Let's get it started with number 10, Justin Herbert. Let's take a look back to the 2020 NFL draft, where Justin felt like the least talked about quarterback taken in that draft. Joe Burrow was the Heisman Trophy winner with a perfect LSU team coming off the championship win. Tua Tagovailoa was coming off the hip injury and a great career at Alabama. Jordan Love was picked in the first round, which shook Green Bay. And Jalen Hurts was taken in the second round for Philadelphia. There wasn't a lot of controversy when it came to Justin Herbert's pick at number 6. He had a very good college career with great numbers at Oregon and a situation where a new quarterback needed to come in past Phillip Rivers. All the Chargers wanted was time to let Herbert get comfortable in the league, know the playbook, learn under Tyrod Taylor. Holy shit, you're going against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now in week 2 of his rookie season, given only minutes before kickoff, Justin Herbert became the starter versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champions from the year prior. And guess what this guy did? 22 of 33, 311 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in his first start in the NFL. I think it's fair to say that he exceeded everyone's expectations when he went on to break the rookie record for most touchdowns and completions in their rookie season. And it only got better as the year went along. Now in 2020, the offensive line is filled with a good combination of veterans and young talent, a healthy defense coming back this year, led by one of the best defensive minds in football in new head coach Brandon Staley. I love the head coaching move. I love the decisions that are being made in Los Angeles with the Chargers. I expect big things in year 2 for the young kid Justin Herbert. Number 9, Lamar Jackson. The Ravens quarterback, who is soon to sign a huge contract, has the most bizarre stats of any quarterback in this league. In 2020, Lamar set the record for the most rushing yards in a season by a quarterback at 1,206 yards. He also became the first quarterback in NFL history to rush for over 1,000 yards in multiple seasons. And despite his reputation of being a running quarterback, as a passer, when he's locked in,
This cat can ball, man.
68 touchdowns to just 18 interceptions, a 102.6 passer rating, and a 64% completion percentage in his career so far. Here's the problem with Lamar though. He needs to become a dual threat quarterback, not just a running quarterback that can throw. The Ravens will win a lot of games with Lamar's running ability and his running game. He's 30-7 through 3 regular seasons. However, until the Ravens and Lamar start to focus on the passing game and developing Jackson's arm, they won't win championships. The last 2 years, the Ravens have been one of the worst passing teams in the entire league. Last year, they were the worst. Only 171 passing yards per game. Lamar attempted 376 passes. We just talked about Justin Herbert. He completed 396 throws. Things need to change in Baltimore. Lamar is exposed in his playoff stats when teams are forcing him to throw downfield. He's only 1 of 3 in the playoffs so far. His completion percentage is just above 55, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, only threw over 20 times once in those games. I want to set a challenge for this Baltimore team and especially on Lamar Jackson because I feel like he has a great arm, yet he doesn't know how to use it fully yet. But without a system that will challenge him to do so, nothing's going to change for Lamar Jackson, a running quarterback that can throw, that is amazing to watch. But when it gets down to the nitty-gritty of throwing the ball downfield, Lamar isn't there yet. I hope things change in 2021. Number 8, Kyler Murray. Lamar Jackson is a video game type of quarterback. Well, here's another one for you. He feels like a cheat code on Madden at some points during the season. This is a defining year for both Kyler Murray and the Cardinals though. When we look at the last season for Kyler Murray, he improved his numbers in every which way possible. And now with a better offensive line, a plethora of weapons around him, and a defense on the rise, this should be Kyler Murray's best year yet. He is the dual threat that I wish Lamar was, with his ability to escape the pocket and run, but still has the confidence to throw downfield. Sometimes it looks like he's back at Allen High School, just toying with these defenses. Yet what I think a lot of people underestimate about Kyler Murray is his confidence and his leading ability. DeAndre Hopkins came out and said that he loves when Kyler Murray gets on him, critiquing him, trying to make him better. And we're talking about the best wide receiver in the league, yet a quarterback with confidence has the balls to critique DeAndre Hopkins? This is one of the most explosive offenses in all of football, and it goes without saying that Kyler Murray is the reason for that. Number 7, Dak Prescott. The $40 million man himself, Rain Dakota Prescott. I will not allow any Dak Prescott hate on this YouTube channel. Let me throw some stats at you guys. He has the 6th highest touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history with a 2.65, only below guys like Brady, Rodgers, and Watson. He's tied for the 2nd most game-winning drives in the first 4 years of his career. With 14, he's tied with Russell Wilson. So stop saying he's not clutch. In 2019, he had the highest completion percentage for passes over 20 yards, which was a huge weakness for him early on in his career. But any Cowboys fan will tell you that Dak's best attribute is his leadership. He's right there with Russell Wilson. He is loved in the locker room, loved by the city, loved by the front office. He exudes what you want in a franchise quarterback. I will always make this point that if Dak was on a different team, any other team in the NFL, everybody would praise him. But because he's a Cowboy, you're going to criticize everything that he does. But how can you judge a man that literally after breaking his ankle, he was back in the locker room, back at the training facility with his teammates, trying to get them back on track to get a winning season? Without Dak, I don't know what this Dallas Cowboys team is. He embodies this franchise of what they should be and what they are expected to be, and he will win Comeback Player of the Year in 2021. Number 6, Josh Allen. I was wrong about this guy. I wasn't a fan of him coming out of Wyoming, and it was purely based on his accuracy issues. Can you blame me for that? But boy, was I wrong. Allen did something that you love to see in an athlete. They focus on their weaknesses and get better at them. I'm talking to you, Ben Simmons. In 2018, Allen showed flashes of potential. However, he ended with a 52.8 completion percentage and more interceptions than touchdowns. In 2019, he improved but failed to crack the 60% mark on his throws. But in 2020, Josh Allen was en fuego. He skyrocketed his completion percentage by over 10% and was the 10th best deep passer in all of football. The Bills went on a crazy run, going 13-3 in the regular season, and Josh Allen had a strong case for MVP at some point during that season. But it's definitely a sight to see an athlete, and especially a quarterback, that was criticized for his accuracy issues, especially down the field, and continuously year by year, he is getting better and better. He's got the arm, he's got the legs, and this Buffalo Bills team is starting to grow a culture there. Josh Allen proved me wrong, and I know for a fact that in 2021, he won't be a one-hit wonder. Take notes, Ben Simmons. Number 5, Russell Wilson. He is one of the pioneers for this future generation of dual threat quarterbacks. Entering his 10th season, we know what Wilson will bring to the table. One of the most talented quarterbacks and best leaders at his position. He's thrown for over 30 plus touchdowns in each of the last 4 seasons and has thrown less than 10 interceptions in 5 of those seasons. Despite a 2020 with some questionable throws and decision making, Russ still threw 40 touchdowns to just 13 interceptions, including a first month of a season that was MVP worthy. But Wilson isn't in charge of Seattle's success. It's the offensive line. He publicly said that he is frustrated by the amount of times he has been hit. Who knows if those trade rumors were in fact true? This guy was just speaking the facts. Seattle allowed 48 sacks, which was tied with Joe Burrow's Bengals. Seattle has made some changes into this upcoming season with Brian Schottenheimer out as offensive coordinator and bringing in Shane Waldron. Some changes were made to the offensive line. However, how can we really judge that those will make drastic changes to the protection of Russell Wilson? Wilson's 35. He isn't getting any younger. A potential opt-out in 2022 and a salary cap hit that is enormous to the Seattle Seahawks. I don't see Russ finishing his career off in Seattle. Expect more of the same out of Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks team in 2021, including a great regular season with a bunch of wins, but not getting over the hump of getting to an NFC Championship or Super Bowl. We could really see Russ's final year in Seattle. Number 4, Deshaun Watson. I don't know whether or not to add Watson to this list. Reports say that his legal troubles will last until 2024. The league has yet to interview him for his investigation. And even through all of that, will he even return to Houston? Deshaun is the dual threat quarterback in this league. Had the best passer rating, the most passing yards, despite the catastrophe that is the Texas organization in 2020. Deshaun deserves better as a football player. A guy with that much talent should win multiple championships, not sometimes win regular season games. Now, he is innocent until proven guilty with these sexual misconduct allegations. However, if true, that should not be allowed in the NFL, no matter how talented you are, like Deshaun Watson. It's up in the air for Watson, but one thing I can guarantee is the Houston Texans will be just fine without him. They got Tyrod Taylor. Number 3, Tom Brady. Through the Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisbergers, Peyton Mannings, who knew the 199th overall draft pick would be the one standing tall in the end and still balling out in 2021? 4,633 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, 102.2 passer rating at the age of 43. This man just can't be stopped. Every starter is coming back for Tampa in 2021. It took Brady half the season to get adjusted to Arians' system that is difficult even for the GOAT, but the Bucs peaked at the right time. They are the overwhelming favorites this year, and I don't know how you can think otherwise. They have the one constant that is doubted every single year and proves everybody wrong. So why does that stop now at 43? 7 rings in and he's still hungry. Stop hating and appreciate the history TB12 is making. He's not done, and I can't wait to tell my grandchildren one day that I witnessed the greatest quarterback of all time. Shit, at this point, he still might be playing at that time. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Speaking of a guy that ain't done yet, it's this guy. He's got a ways away from 43, but at 37, Rodgers might be playing his best football right now. In his 3rd MVP year, Rodgers threw 48 touchdowns, which is the most in his career, while only throwing 5 interceptions. He also had the best completion percentage in the league with a 70.7. As of right now, Rodgers is the most gifted passer I've ever seen in my life. So it makes a lot of sense to draft a quarterback in the 1st round of one of the greatest wide receiver classes we've ever seen. When you look at the 3 franchise quarterbacks in Packers history, Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and now Aaron Rodgers, they all played 16 seasons with the team. The first 2 that I mentioned didn't come back for a 17th year in Green Bay. This is Aaron's 17th year in the league, and it's not looking good for Green Bay. It's not clear where Aaron will play, but whatever happens, this guy is having a pretty good career for being just a game show host. And number 1, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, come on. Who else? After another amazing year with over 4,700 passing yards, 38 touchdowns, another Super Bowl trip, Patrick Mahomes is not a comet that will come and go. He is signed all the way until 2032. This guy is here for the long haul. It's ridiculous how many records and achievements he has to his name at just the age of 26. He literally said he didn't understand how to read a defense till halfway through the 2019 season. That was after a 50 touchdown season in 2018. If medicine for health and fitness is helping Brady play at a high level at 43, then what will it be for Mahomes in 14 years at the age of 40? We've only scratched the surface of what this man can do. I just mentioned 2 of the best to ever do it in Rodgers and Brady, and yet I am putting a 26-year-old kid at number 1. We are nowhere near the ceiling. We are only getting a glimpse of the potential of what Patrick can bring to the table. And if there's anybody that could potentially take the throne from Tom Brady at some point, we are seeing the best example of it in Kansas City.